Beneath the frozen crust of Jupiter's moon Europa lies an ocean. Not a small one either, but more water than all of Earth's oceans combined. And some scientists believe it may be the best place to find alien life in our solar system. Welcome to my channel. Today we're answering the extraordinary. Is there an ocean under Jupiter's icy moon Europa? If so, could it support life beneath a cracked and icy surface? There's strong evidence that Europa's got a salty ocean hiding beneath, making it one of the most intriguing moons in our solar system. In the 1970s, we started getting photos of Europa from the Voyager probes as they passed by. And it became clear this moon was way more interesting than anyone had thought. Galileo confirmed it had a salty ocean when it found evidence of a magnetic field around the moon. A magnetic field that suggested a large amount of salt dissolved in the water. The reason is that salt dissolves easily into water and then separates into positive and negative ions. Those charged particles are then carried by the magnetic field lines. This magnetic signature of salty water was so interesting that NASA's Hubble Space Telescope has been regularly scanning the area for over 30 years. And in 1998, Hubble witnessed something even more dramatic. A giant plume or geyser of material erupting off the surface, suggesting there might be water coming from deep under the ice. Plumes like these can reach hundreds of kilometers up through the ice shell and have been spotted on other moons in the solar system like Enceladus's Saturn's moon. But on Europa, these geysers were happening every 3 days, suggesting a vast reservoir of water underneath. How deep could this ocean be? Scientists estimate that it's at least 60 kilometers deep and maybe as much as 150 kilometers deep. That's deeper than the deepest ocean trench on Earth. To explore this hidden ocean, we need to figure out what's going on at the bottom. On Earth, most life as we know it lives in oceans and relies on sunlight to thrive. But there's also life in the darkest depths, where volcanic activity creates hydrothermal vents. These underwater mountain chains spew chemicals and heat from deep within the Earth, creating ecosystems where life can flourish without sunlight. Could something similar be happening on Europa? Scientists think it might. In 2022, researchers reported evidence of possible vents on Europa's seafloor. Places where hot water from the ocean mixes with the cold seafloor, creating chemical reactions that could support life. Even better, the chemical makeup of these possible vents suggests that they could be releasing heat from the moon's core, potentially creating an environment suitable for life. In fact, the heat from these vents may be responsible for keeping the entire ocean liquid. But if life is possible here, how likely is it? Well, according to some scientists, pretty likely. They say that if there is life anywhere else in our solar system besides Earth, it'll be on a moon like Europa. That S because it's the only place we know of that has both the ingredients for life and the energy to support it. Water, chemical building blocks, and heat from the interior. Unfortunately, exploring this mysterious ocean is easier said than done. Europa is 300 million kilometers from Earth, which makes direct observation impossible. We can see Europa's surface features only because it orbits Jupiter so closely that its gravity pulls up the surface like taffy, exposing the layers below. But this means the surface is constantly being reshaped. Any clues about what's happening beneath the ice are quickly erased. It's a tough nut to crack, but NASA has a plan. Its Europa Clipper spacecraft is launching in 2025 to scan the moon for signs of habitability. It'll take a decade to get there, but once it arrives, it'll make at least a dozen close flybys, swooping as low as 400 kilometers above the surface. With a suite of cameras and spectrometers, it'll look for water plumes, map the distribution of different materials, and search for the building blocks of life itself. What would finding life on Europa mean? It wouldn't just change astronomy, it would change everything we know about life itself. For the first time, we might not be alone. Now you know. Hit the like button for more space mysteries. And thanks for watching.